Trauma is a trend these days. It is a joke. Everything is trauma. Arguing with a friend is trauma. Getting bad grades is trauma. They need to grow up.
Ouch. Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the L.A.R. I feel a cold stare.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Just the parenting pendulum, right? So people, it comes off like the kids nowadays are this, that, and the third. And basically what it looks like is people felt like, say, when I was a kid growing up, that our parents were too extreme, right? So, our parents was all the way over here. So now people like myself and our age group and younger want to be all the way over here. And that's what happens. Put a kid being on an iPad as a babysitter. That happened before. People used to just sit kids in front of the TV. So that's the same thing. Lunchbox and processed foods. I mean, we got processed foods in the cafeterias at school. Now these kids got the option to eat healthier and they're eating more expensively. And honestly, but they're not working out. They're not playing. They're not doing anything. They're more stagnant. That's why they're more overweight. The tantrum thing, my goodness. That's where we differ. Like, you have a tantrum. Nobody care about your feelings. You getting smacked around. Structure and this idea of, I could just do whatever and it's just going to work out. To us, that was stupid. Getting bad grades is something wrong with the teacher. No, something wrong with your dumb ass. And the respect or the lack of respect, definitely gonna get your head smacked over, smacked over, whatever. So here's the thing. What happened with a lot of people now is they'll say, like, when I was a kid coming up, our parents just, hey, let us do whatever as long as you made it back home alive before the street light came on. It was all good. And now it's like the opposite. It's like the kids are in the house so much they don't experience life. So it's like we went from being outside all the time to kids being inside all the time. So it went too far. Then, and this is an interesting thing. They'll say our parents was too extreme, right? So we couldn't wait to get out of the house and get out on our own. And now the parents are just too soft because the kids just want to be under there forever. And here's the thing about it. There was more poverty when I was younger, so parents couldn't do as much and give you as many chances and opportunities and invest in their children like now. And what we see now is a lot of kids are just a waste of money. Like they don't want to do anything with themselves, which is weird. Like they're not pushing themselves. They're not driven in a general sense. So, and it's like, I guess a lot of us were driven because we wanted to get out of our situations. And a lot of the kids now don't seem like they're not driven because they're comfortable in the situation their parents already have for them. But that doesn't help them as an adult when they got to go out into the world. So the pendulum just went too far. Now, the interesting thing is this. I think it's going to shift back because this laissez-faire style of parenting and laissez-faire style of living, The kids who have to grow up with those parents are gonna revert to how we was, because it looks like people don't care. And what I mean, like when I was a kid, we'll act like our parents didn't care. And now they say, these younger kids are cooked because it seems like the kids don't care. But when these kids have kids, they're not gonna care for the most part. So they're gonna force their kids to care. And it's like, oh, here we go. And it's weird. It's, to me, it's weird because if our parents could give us the answers that we needed in life, we would have we would have asked those questions and we would have took those answers. A lot of time, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that completely, because there were people's parents who did give them the answers. They just was hard headed. But what I say is, it seems like it's more of that now. Like your parents say, "Hey man, go in this direction. That's where you want to go. That's where good things happen." No, I want to go in the opposite of that, and I'm gonna suffer. It's like, and but it's gonna work out fine. It's like, oh, okay, all right, be stupid, fine, whatever. Excuse me, but taking a step further about like the pendulum going too far. One of the things, it wasn't just a parenting thing. The teachers and the coaches that when you went to school, they could put hands on you. They could check you. They could get at you. And that was part of us being in line, because we had to take into consideration, we got adults around here who can actually, they don't have to, like, if we just get out of pocket, they gonna check us. So now it's like you got kids who don't necessarily have the teachers and coaches who can check them because their jobs are on the line. So now that's part of the respect issue, where some of these cats don't realize you gonna go out in public and somebody gonna stump you out. It's like, why? Because you hard headed, you disrespectful, and you hard headed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna teach you the lesson you never got. And going back to the intelligence parts with the grades, right? There are smart kids out here for sure, but it's weird to us because we, even if you're dumb, I don't understand how you're failing and you got a smartphone. You got Google in your hand most of the time, and you still fail in class. That's like it's kind of like one of those things where you're purposely practicing to be dumb, because there, it seems like even when you have all the when you have all the information at your fingertips, you still don't want to know anything. You don't have a thirst to learn anything. And it's like, well, and this is why you see sometimes these young adults, they're like lost, because it's like, and people look at them, it's like, well, you didn't want to learn anything. You didn't want you know your parents to teach you anything. You didn't want your teachers to teach you anything. You didn't want the internet to teach you anything. So now you don't know anything. And now when you feel like you're grown and you need this information the most, it's like nobody's there. It's like, no, everybody was there. You just weren't there. And that becomes a problem. That's why I said the pendulum swung too far. It's kind of like the NBA now. The players got too much control, so them thinking that their control is gonna help the game is actually hurting it. And you're gonna have to swing it back and say, okay, we can't have all the stuff that we was doing and letting slide. Can't let it slide no more. It can't happen no more, because we already see how it works. And I've seen schools start rolling back stuff like, hey, can't have your phone no more. Don't You can't have a phone in school, whatever. Cause and people, oh, why not? Because you stupid and you ain't learning. That's why. You know, they're gonna roll back. Y'all being able to put your hands on these teachers, they're gonna start smacking y'all around. Roll that back. All this communication. Oh, let's talk about everything. Express your feelings. We're gonna roll that back. They took gym out for a lot of people. They're gonna roll that back. You're gonna have to move your big ass around because the pendulum swung too far. So now it's got to get leveled out, and it might go in the opposite extreme, but we shall see. But that's my point. I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.